I want to talk about commercials about sandwich shops that feature Burning Man. We returned from the playa, and the first thing I saw on my social media feed was tons of people linking to this commercial that featured Burning Man, a sandwich chain, and a new movie that's coming out. And a lot of people were like, whoa, dude, they nailed it, ha ha ha. And before I even watched it, I was like, what? Why are people linking this, and why are people promoting it or encouraging it? And then I watched it, and I said, that's funny. It's well written, it's clever, it nails a bunch of things about the Burning Man experience. It's hilarious. And if it was just a parody video that was done by Tasty.tv, who made it, if Tasty.tv said, hey, we want to produce a piece of parody like Malcolm in the Middle, which is a artistic, it's also commercial, but you know, it's an artistic expression, and they did a parody of the Burning Man experience. Simpsons did a parody. These are all artistic expressions. I'm okay with someone's art taking a path of parody and mocking and having fun with Burning Man. Parody does not cover commerce. I happen to know a thing about this because one of the first things that happened to me on the internet in '98 or so was I got sued by Fruit of the Loom for an article that I wrote called Meat of the Loom, where I was picturing myself in the brainstorming halls of the Fruit of the Loom marketing team before they came up with a name, just going, who, what, how did people come up with Fruit of the Loom as a good name for our homophobic nation to cradle our manly goods with? I mean, what were the things that they decided were too much? What were the things they rejected? Like Fruity Pants, panties full of produce. I mean, so it was a silly article. Anyway, I got a cease and desist. I ended up reaching out to my fellow online producers and storytellers online, many of which, it was a small community at the time, and they were like, screw that, let's fight. And they started putting little banner ads saying like, get your looms off my loins, and freedom of speech doesn't end at an elastic waistband. And I consulted with my father, who is an attorney, and he said, that's parody, you're protected. And he said, publish all of the correspondence that you have with Fruit of the Loom. So I published that all, including all the emails from their lawyers. And the lawyers wrote back to me and they said, before I decided to go on the offensive under my father's advisement, I said, hey, I think there's been a mistake. This is a silly little article. It's a parody. This is. I don't believe this is a infringement as you define. I think you just did a blanket search and it came up and you sent these to everybody, but just no harm, no foul. And they wrote me back the thing and said, look, we're a huge corporation with a team of lawyers. This is not something that you have the resources to fight. And I was young and drunk on the new power of the internet. This is like '98. And so that's when I enlisted all my friends' help, started putting these ads out, published all the correspondence. And pretty soon they were getting just barraged with emails from what at the time was a pretty crazy, enthusiastic internet community. Wired News picked it up. And before long, Fruit of the Loom backed down and said, hey, we're sorry. And it was one of the first examples of the collective action of the internet going against a large corporation, and a corporation realizing, oh my gosh, there is a new force in the world, which is the collective power of people that organize around the internet. And so this was one of the first examples of it. I ended up getting asked to speak at conferences based on this, and it was really the most significant kind of propulsion of my notoriety in the early days of the web. So I say this because at the time I had to do a lot of research on parody and what parody is and what kind of negates parody. And if I was selling things on my site, it would have put me in a much tougher position, and Fruit of the Loom would have had a much easier case to prove that I'm violating their marks. This commercial in question is obviously a commercial. It mocks the commercialism of Burning Man with commercialism, with a coupon, with clear tie-ins to a movie and and this chain of stores. And some people are like, whatever, lots of people make money on the burn now, and what's the difference? And I'm like, no. Look, you can't, if you have a big corporation, you can't just make a commercial and feature Superman saying, I love this product. Superman is protected. You can't do that. You can make a parody making fun of Superman as a act of art and parody. When you cross the line, you violated the law. People are making a big to-do and like going, oh, look at Burning Man. They're actually going to pursue legal action because they got this parody was too accurate. I'm like, that's not why they're pursuing legal action. They're pursuing legal action because they crossed the line. And I, for one, applaud and appreciate all of the actions that are done by the organization to protect Burning Man. Why? Because Burning Man is at risk. Burning Man at one time was this secret thing, and anybody who found out about it was in this special club. And ever since then, everybody always says, it used to be better. Now it's all sold out. Oh man, it used to be better. It's all sold out. And the reason why people think that is because there's this association with, as more people know about something, there's this inherent feeling that, oh, it's not as cool. Like, I can remember being younger and starting to dislike a band that I used to love, not because the music started sucking, but because they got popular, and my identity was not someone who likes popular music. So the sellout myth is kind of ridiculous. But there are all sorts of things that Burning Man has worked really hard to do by fighting commercialism. You don't have the corporate pressure. You don't have advertisements. You don't have sponsorships. You don't have people walking around with logo shirts, paid people going, try this product, try this product, try this product. That interaction is false. If someone says, hey, I just made these pancakes, have these pancakes, have these pancakes, that is an authentic interaction because we are freed from the commerce. That is one of the massive gifts that creates the shift in Black Rock City. So fighting against these creeping things about it is mandatory to preserve what is sacred. And there's a lot of things that are at risk or troublesome or potentially diluting the Burning Man Black Rock City experience. Commercialism is always one. There's plug-and-play camps. There's weirdness with organizational board of directory things. There's all sorts of little places where this perfect utopia has got some dark edges. And I hear over and over from people saying, Burning Man's over. I'm not going anymore. And sometimes it's because of these little things, these areas of ickiness. People will post an article, look at all these celebrities that went, proof that Burning Man is done. I'm like, what? I think that if you did not read any article telling you that, I know that if you went to Burning Man without anybody telling you that there was a problem with it, you would have your mind blown. You would be transformed. You would have no idea that this wasn't incredible and perfect. Saying that Burning Man is over because it has areas that need improvement or need attention is like saying the Earth is not a cool, special planet because we have pollution in areas or we have corrupt governments places. The Earth is amazing. The Earth is filled with fertile areas and species and planets and massive scientific interactions. Do not have the words for the beauty of this planet, especially in context to the knowable universe around us. It is so exceptionally amazing. And you can spend every day going, oh wow, thank you. Or you can spend every day going, litter, pollution, government, duh, buh. Or ideally you say, wow, this is so amazing. Okay, now let's spend a little energy trying to clean up the things and fix the things. And that is the whole point of Burning Man in Black Rock City. It is a ownership. It is a place that is amazing and miraculous and full of experiences that blow your mind. And some things that need work. That's why every year it leaves no trace. Every year the entire thing is emptied. So we have a flat, empty canvas to retry, rebuild. And if 1 year isn't perfect, you go, oh, well then it's not, ugh. That's like, oh, the earth made some, I'm done. I'm over the earth. I'm over Burning Man. That's fine. But what you're saying is like, I don't want to try. I'm choosing to focus on what's wrong, and I'm choosing not to do anything about it, which is fine. There's a lot of amazing ways to spend your energy in the world. I would just change the narrative of your reason why. Because if you were at Burning Man this year, you experienced something incredible. You experienced people, art, transformation, community, love, people in ways that have never been seen before on the planet. And if there's 70,000 people, you've got a handful, even if you've got a truckload, or even if you have a stadium full of problems amongst 70,000, you still have something incredible. And I am so honored to be a part of it. I am so honored that I've been able to put my energy and passion into it for so long. I'm so honored to have an Esplanade camp and amazing campmates that we are able to so significantly give to Black Rock City, to impact the experiences of people that call it home. So excuse my defensiveness. I love this planet. I love Black Rock City. I love you.